Hey y'all, this is an updated version of the 2020 of how to naturally treat your BV. So I'm going to tell you the things that I have used since that video, but you need to go back to that video. Also, disclaimer, obviously I'm not a doctor, healthcare professional, yada, yada, yada. I am just a random black chick on YouTube, so use whatever you want at your own risk. Don't come back to me and say, Alisha, my crotch is burning. Not my fault. You do what you do. There you go. Okay? So I'm going to go right into it. Make sure, again, to watch the first video because the apple cider vinegar and water situation is still my number one choice. Hands down. When BV comes knocking at the door, itchy, itchy, fishy, fishy, I like to use apple cider vinegar and water in the tub. But watch that first video for that. Okay, so in addition to the stuff I showed you on that video, you can use suppositories. So you can use tea tree suppositories or you can use boric acid, okay? And of course, you just buy your suppository applicators, all right? So I got a couple of these things like on Amazon and I've used the suppositories, but they're not my favorite. I feel like they're a good option if you don't have a bathtub. When I was in Latin America, if you or in certain parts of Latin America, you might be living in a place where there's no bathtub. You only have showers. So you can't do the apple cider vinegar bath, right? Suppositories is an alternative option. I just don't personally like it as much. I don't feel like it works as well personally, but each woman is different, right? So the suppository is something you can use, boric acid or tea tree suppositories. And you have to use them for up to a week at night, read the instructions. This right here though, I love a lot, okay? I'm gonna show you what it is. And I'm gonna read it because it's backwards, you can't read it. Insta Mist Intimate Oil Blend with aloe vera and tea tree, organic ingredients, premium essential oils. So it's made by Nutrablast, which is also the same company I use for my boric acid and for the tea tree suppository. So Nutrablast is what I was using. This stuff though, if you're itching, this is amazing. You use it and the itching is just gone. And it's natural. It's natural. There's no crazy ingredients. It's essential oils. It works like magic. It works. So that's what I like to use. Another thing I started to also use, which is also, I got a lot of Nutrablast stuff, but Nutrablast, this right here, this is a feminine pH test strips. I love using these because then you won't know for sure, okay, I have bacterial vaginosis because it is a pH imbalance in your vagina. That's how you have bacterial vaginosis, because something happened where your pH is out of balance. This will show you based on colors. I don't know if I want to open it. I don't want to open it, but it's just strips that you strip, and then you can use like a cotton swab and swab your vagina a little bit, put it on the test strip, and then it'll show up as a color. And you want to make sure that your pH is balanced. And if it's not, there is a chance you have bacterial vaginosis. So that's what I do if I'm questioning. A lot of times I know the symptoms, so I usually know that I'm on the verge of developing bacterial vaginosis. One last thing that I also realized is that there's research out there. If you have done everything under the moon, making sure you're clean, you wipe right, you do all the things you're supposed to do, and you're still getting bacterial vaginosis, you're still getting BV, it could be because you're eating too much saturated fat in your diet. Saturated fat can affect the pH balance in your vagina. I was like, what? But yeah, it can. So I heard of things like keto crotch. Maybe that's what they're talking about because keto is high fat. I don't know. But saturated fat in particular, if you eat too much of it, it can cause hormonal imbalance in your vagina. So if nothing else is working, you keep getting recurrent bacterial vaginosis and you don't know why, you might want to check your diet. It might be because you're eating too much saturated fat. We know that comes from animal products and I think dairy as well. And if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever, it could also come from coconuts. Coconut oil, coconut fat has a lot of saturated fat. So keep those things in mind. That's my update for 2022 when it comes to naturally treating your bacterial vaginosis. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.